We are live, everybody. We are back. We're back here with another live stream. All right, let's get into it. It's Monday. Let's go up to the news real quick. Let's pull up everything for this week so we have an idea of what we're looking for. So today we got news at 10, and after we get that news that comes out at 10, tomorrow we have other news, durable goods, consumer confidence. So there's a lot of things going on this week, it looks like. FOMC speaker on Friday as well. I believe next week will be NFP. Yes. Yeah. So next week is going to be NFP week. So we still have a lot of red folder news this week, but we're going to keep paying attention. We got new home sales here. So that's at 10 o'clock. So we're going to see what happens when the market sets up for today. All right, I'll be trading these two eval accounts today. This one, if it's really A+, I'll take it on this one. And then I'm also going to be trading this one as well, looking to pass these. And then I also have two Apex accounts that I'm looking to pass here. So these two are both at 50K. Just looking for one trade on this to pass the account. So I believe I'll do 6 contracts. So let's say 400 times, so like that's a 20-point risk, so 6 contracts. Yeah, so we can do 6 contracts at a 20-point risk. So that's really what I'm looking at there. So what we just get here at the market open, we'll actually go over from a daily time frame perspective. What do we have? We hit the all-time high, and then we pulled back down into this range here in this daily fair value gap. So I want to pay attention that we came down below this low and tapped that gap there. And now we're kind of in the area of like, do we just reject here and go lower, or do we stay here and go higher? So it seems like a 50-50 standpoint, but if we're looking at the 4-hour time frame, you can see that we have these rejection blocks that are a little bit lower here. So I want to see if we want to get down to these rejection blocks and then go higher from this. But at the same time, we just hit this order block and we're trading down. So nothing's really clear to me. But the thing is, where's the liquidity at? I mean, I see relative equal highs here. I see a low here for internal liquidity. And I see relative equal lows here. So it really depends if we get some type of SMT in like divergence that makes price want to reach towards these lows. Or just reach higher up into here. So we're going to keep paying attention to what we get now, based on all of this that we have, all the information we have here. So I'm going to keep paying attention in this area. You go down to the 1 minute time frame, you can see how market open shifted up towards this high here. Hit that midnight from the other day. So this, I believe, was from Friday. And then we ended up shifting back down, consolidating. And if we go to a 30-second, it inverses 30-second, and then we traded down lower towards this low here. But we're just going to keep tape reading here. But see midnight open, traded down. And then we had London session, pulled back down, and then we shifted back up above. So we shifted back up above here. We close this inverse here. And then we use this breaker to end up going long into these relative equal highs, into these relative equal highs, into this fair value gap, up above this high, and this high here. But I still see these highs there. But I wonder if we want to get this sell side taken here first and then go long, or if we want to trade down lower and then go long from here, or if we just want to stay here and go long and then we get a short setup up here. So really depends. Liquidity's here, liquidity's here, liquidity's here, liquidity's up here. So I really want to see what it wants to go for first, Gun to my head, we're reaching towards this low here first, like right now. But it's not that high probability to me yet. Need to wait for something a little bit better, you know. Something along the lines of, to bring over the winning trades here. Something clear like this, you know. Something clear like this. Nice shift, retest, inversion. Clear targets up higher with low resistance above. Similar to this here as well. This shifted. We use this breaker here to go long. So I want to see something clear that lines up with a lot of the other winning trades that I have within my documents, versus a lot of these like losing ones that I don't really want to take a trade on, you know. So taking a short here, this stop loss was hit on this day. So I don't really want to take a trade that lines up with a bad setup, you know. Like something like this. You know, this isn't that clear. Yes, we had the inversion and then the order block, but then it just came all the way down. Didn't have a nice accumulation phase before it ended up shifting up higher. And even this long here isn't valid because it took out this high. So just having your losses allows you to see what the bad setups look like. And having the wins so you can see what the good wins look like, the good setups. And right now I'm seeing nothing, so most of the time the best thing to do is nothing. Yeah, I see these relative equal lows down here, and I see these relative equal highs up here, but I'm also seeing this internal liquidity was just taken. So I don't know where it wants to go first, but if we get displacement and speed out of here, or if we consolidate here and then we get displacement, I wouldn't mind going long up to like 50% of this little range and then potentially higher. But it's really got to be A+ if it's something like that. So I'm going to put them side by side to see the SMT here. So we got NASDAQ on the right, ES on the left. So what I'm doing is trying to look for signatures and price that could give us a better direction based on liquidity between them. So what I'm seeing is that ES is making a higher low right now. We're making a lower low here on NQ. So that's a bullish signature if it wants to keep going long. So we took out this low here from 8, but we left it here on ES. So now it's all about seeing what do we get, you know? So we made a lower low, higher low. We just inverse this 30-second. We have another 30-second here. I don't really like that. But I bet you this is probably going to go long from here. Let's say 20 points from right here. Here's a 30-second inverse. We also got that one a little bit lower as well down here. I'm just going to observe this one. I'm not taking this one. It's because I didn't plan it ahead of time either. I just looked at this and this looks like a setup. But like I said, speed and displacement. So we hit the low. We had the SMT in the higher time frame and these wicks here. And now we're just shifting higher. So if we go to all three, we can get another bigger picture with all three of these indices as well. Oh yeah, look at YM. It's just ripping up as we just pulled back down here on NQ. I don't want to take a trade just for patterns, like just for pattern's sake, you know? Like the 30-second was valid. This would be break even now. But notice how ES is holding up above here. Hasn't even tapped that for a value gap, but we just did here on NQ. So I want to watch this 30-second for value gap here. So that 30, that actually just held price pretty good. a daily volume bounce on there. That might act as a support if we get back up above it. I'm just scrolling through all days to get the SMT now, just to see what we get. I didn't take anything, not even on a paper account. I'm just still observing right now. So notice we got bearish SMT at the high, we got bullish SMT at the low. We're overall bullish. We took the higher time frame low down here and created SMT on the way up. Market open, took out the high, took out the low. So this could be the Judas swing that we're looking at. So the Judas swing is the fake move before the real one. So yeah, if this is gonna go long, we should stay above this swing low here if it's gonna go long. So let's see here. I'll take it on an Apex account. I don't like that we just took out this high here though. We're tapping into that high. So the rules say move it to break even. So let's see. I took the trade and I just put it to break even. Oh, break even was hit. Yeah, notice how we're digging into this fair value gap, but we didn't here. So I actually just broke even on the Apex account. Watch it just rip out the TP. I mean, that's fine if it does. I don't really care. It may be kind of annoying, but it is what it is. But yeah, I'm looking for just this to keep moving up. So this inversion here is what I was looking at. Right there. So once you close that inversion, I entered the trade on the Apex. Let me actually just log into the Apex account so you guys can see it. No, I don't want cap cut. I mean to do cap cut. Here's the Apex account. So I took the trade on that 30-second inverse right there. So I took the buy here. And then when we hit the high on ES, I moved it to break even. And then break even was hit. So it was really within like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 seconds of entering that trade. If it kept going, cool. That would have been a nice trade. I mean, it's a one trade pass. I mean, you can't beat an $18 account. And if you pass it one trade, you pass it one trade. Just have no emotion if it does lose, you know. This just wasn't a good setup after we hit the high on ES, you know. So I want to move that to break even. Put that in my notes actually. So break even on this one. So I close the trade on the SMT. Yeah, it was no big deal. Yeah, do you see how that really just dug up into that fair value gap that was up here in the 2 minute? But then we still held down lower here on NQ. So it makes me want to wait for more information for something a little bit more probable in this situation here. If we go to the 5 minute time frame, we can just stand here and wait, you know. We got this fair value gap up there, we got these lows. We got this internal low here. Keep the overall bigger narrative about what's going on. Hit the order block up within here that we hit. Now we're rejecting it, hitting the internal low. We still have yet to do that here on ES. We got our news here in the next 2 minutes as well. I just took that trade before the news because just seeing if it wanted to reach up higher to give us like a move before the news actually comes out. We still want that fair value gap there on ES. We came back down into the lower low here. So just gonna observe it. We got a not 1 minute, a 30-second fair value gap there. So that 30-second might get inversed in the next 30 seconds here. Right before that news comes out. And that news is going to hit. And we could just rip right up, possibly. I don't know, I think it's 50-50. I'm just going to tape read it. Yeah, see, we closed it there. News opened. Anything can happen. I still don't see shit that I want to take. That's all good. I wonder what the home sales came out to be though. Oh, a little bit lower. So now we got bullish SMT at these wicks here. We just hit these relative equal lows here on ES. Probably gonna close this inverse again soon. Gun to my head, we're going higher now. I'm gonna use these rejection blocks, get up to these relative equal highs there. Something like this, you know? So listen now, nothing's worth it yet. Really go back to the drawing board. We had liquidity to the high. We missed this high. Fell short of that one. Hit internal liquidity. So it's all like, what's next? So we go, let's say this range here, external hit. Next external's up here, but we got external to internal. We hit internal in here, but we left a lot of it up there. And we're playing out this order block, then a discount of this range. 4 hour, yes, we have that, but we could violate through that PD array. Wasn't bullish in the 4 hour here. YM did not hit that daily for value gap, it just kept on trading higher, so that's bullish. Yes, there's an order block here, about to close this 30-second inversion right now. So I would expect that to just keep ripping up from here. We got a lot of resistance liquidity up there. We got SMT. I would say this should rip up 20 points, maybe even 30. Let's say like right from here. I would say so. I mean, it looks valid, in my opinion. There we go. Ripping on up. So we took out the low, with the news, the manipulation. And then, if you really notice what we had here in this price action was low resistance liquidity. And when we had the SMT here, we created this order block here. So when we have an inversion with an order block, that's typically high probability. Notice how we're just going right back in. That would have hit it, just came back to break even. That's what it would have done. I didn't enter that one. It wasn't A plus to me, based on what I want to see, but it's possible to keep going, honestly. Play out this breaker here. These up close candles. We just broke through it. We could use it now on the inverse side. But it depends on how this fair value gap in the 1 minute starts to react. Got the volume imbalance here in the 1 minute. I'm okay with just observing this one. I don't care if I miss out. There we go, as expected. Oh, that's not bad. Nice closure there. Oh yeah, this thing's gonna rip. Looks like it's gonna rip right now. Up to those 30 points. This wasn't that clear to me. Like if I miss out on it down here, I'm okay with that because if we get more price action, I have another model that I could use to keep going long in. Just gotta wait for more information here. I would say since we took out the internal lows, I want to reach for these highs up here. Pay attention to 30% of this, 50% of this wick here. Let's say about right here. Be cautious around that. But really, this is not bad. They've ripped 20 points already. Let's see. So if this thing wants to go bearish now, think about it. We got these relative equal lows. Still got internal liquidity here. I'd need a lot more information to go bearish. Trade up, came back in, maybe take out the high, or just really just sell off. Let's see if we get something clean, or if we just sell off and then we get a buy later and it's more clean. Right now I don't see it. I don't want to just guess any inverse is gonna play out because that's not how it works. Like I said, overall I'm looking at this high up here. $15 seconds about to inverse. Just don't trade 15-second now. So like this buy here could work out from here to here. We took out the internal liquidity, got the external high, and the 15-second, and then we're already bullish, like I was saying. But see if that wants to play out or not. I just don't trade 15-second like that. Like here it is. Right when it closed, right there. So that low should not be breached. But they all made that low, so there's no SMT, so that's not even according to plan. So now we have a 5-second inverse here. We're playing like all these inverses. You got 5-second inverse. Yeah, gun in my head. We're ripping up now. About to close bullish with a bullish propulsion block here that hit this fair value gap. So now we actually made a lower low here. But I want to sit up. Just tapering the price action on the lower time frame, which can get a little bit noisy. That's why I don't like to do it as much, but sometimes it can give you a setup. So now we're hitting a volume imbalance here on YM as we're making a higher high here. I mean a higher low. So let's see if this just digs into this volume imbalance right now. And let's see if it wants to go back up above it. Because we just create another volume imbalance within this volume imbalance. Biggest thing like I've really learned, and I'm gonna put this somewhere, give me a second. I'm gonna write it down too. The biggest thing I learned is when I wait for an A+ setup, my mental capital is there and ready to take advantage of a situation. By fully accepting the risk without any fear of losing more. So the biggest thing I've learned is when I wait for an A+ setup, my mental capital is there and ready to take advantage of the situation by fully accepting the risk without any fear of losing more. So what I mean by that is, let's say I took a buy here. I'm not going to. It looks garbage, but like let's say I did and it lost. Let's say the next setup actually forms a little bit later and it's a buy and it's actually A+, and I'm already in draw. Let's say I'm in drawdown $400. Do I really want to risk another 400? So then I'd be down 800. I'd be thinking about how scared I am of that. Whereas this isn't clean to my system, so why wouldn't I just not wait on something a higher probability? I used to battle a lot with like the FOMO. Like, okay, I want to take this. It looks like a setup. Like a fear of missing out. I mean, this kind of looked like it could have been something like that, but it was to my rules, and it was planned. Like we hit the low. Where were we? Over here. We had the bullish SMT and the wicks. So I ended up taking the buy, looking at these highs up here to see if they're going to be violated or not, and they weren't. So the buy was valid even though it was break even. It's fine. If it keeps going higher from here without an entry, then so be it. There she goes. This is just too much chop for me to want to be in. Yes, we're making a lower low here, the SMT, but that's way too much chop for me to want to be in. Maybe we hit this high and get a short later. Yeah, there's just really nothing I'd want to take in this. I'm about to inverse this 1 minute, but it's still not worth it. Yeah, even that 30-second entry here, that would have been a profit and then break even. Yes, we inversed this one, but it wasn't that good. 15-second as well would have been a break even. Nice 2-minute closure here, pulling back down. Maybe it reacts off the opening range and keeps going higher. Something like this. If we're gonna go higher, this low should stay intact, but like I said, I'm not a huge fan of this. We gotta notice how the 15-minute closed too here. It was pretty bearish here on ES. So if we go over to ES as an overall market, hit the high, shifted lower, closed bearish. We inverse this, then we get a high here. So if you really look at the bigger picture between these two, there's SMT, I believe, with these highs, right? Higher high, higher high. We have the higher high over here. Yeah, that's the higher high. So the bearish SMT. I'm just trying to get together, like, what does price really want to do in here? Do we reject this and go higher here on NQ? Up to these highs that we've been talking about? Or does it use that bearish SMT and pull itself lower? I mean, there's that for value gap. One of those days. Wait to sit up a little bit later. Yeah, we just inverses 3 minute here. Just now. Well, 3 minutes ago. Now we're still trading off of this. As we trade lower here with the bullish SMT. So it's looking like it's going to use this bullish SMT to keep moving up higher. We'll see. Looking at this high here. There's 3 minutes about to get inverse on... Ooh, I didn't get inverse on YM. We'll see. There's nothing here that I want to take the risk in, you know? If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. Yeah, so we opened here, traded down, basically filled in the entire opening range for the most part. Shifted up higher. How's this opening range looking? Filled this in entirely. And then we started creating that SMT. Holy fuck, this is just a big range here. Oh my, that's so ugly on ES. And here's not as bad, but looks a little bit more clear that it could want to reach up to these highs. Because we opened up, filled this in, and now we're reaching higher. We'll see if we want to reach there, but I want to see some better entries. Like right now I'm not getting anything I want to actually take. A little bit too choppy for me. Yeah, there we go. Ripping up. Yeah, sometimes here in the market you'll have your anticipated target, but you don't get the setup you want to see to actually get in it. But we could also just reject here and come back in. That's possible. So I'm watching that we just hit this high here. We just inverse this 30-second as well from right here. They're moving away from this 30-second after hitting this fair value gap. I wasn't paying attention to it, but that's kind of what we just got here. I have a huge bullish target. I don't really want to counter trend this. Counter trade it, I guess you could say. But looking at this here, to get that inversion right there. Your 20 points, risk 12 basically. That's a possible move right there. So we hit the high, we inversed it. We're already ranging, a lot of low resistance here. I like that we hit this liquidity. Just happened so fast, I wasn't really paying attention to this area. That's all good. Looks like we could still reach down possibly. Looking at the overall bigger picture. Now look at that rejection there in the 5 minute. It's very bearish, in my opinion. Get a fair value gap here now that we could just send lower. As you can tell. It's a good thing to observe. I want to watch this fair value gap using this breaker here to send this down lower. That would be the best case scenario in that. Notice how we're making a lower low now. Here, higher low there. For value gap, let's see if that inverses this in the 2 minute. Yeah, but look at that. If we got in at the 30 second, we would have won 20 points. So $200, like a little over $200 risk here. That would have been $400 profit. So probably could have done 10 contracts on that and passed the account already. But I don't like inversion setups like that. Plus you're already looking higher. It's just good to observe and see, you know. Let's see if there's fib extensions on here too. Yeah, we didn't even hit the -1 yet. So I'm just going to put this in my notes for just a 30-second setup. Go over to the 2 here. So we have the same highs over there, lower high. You got equal highs here. So these are equal highs. Yeah, then it gave us that inverse. So that's pretty cool. Got a lot of low resistance down here if it wants to go lower. I'm honestly not too interested in price action today. Like I've been demonstrating, there are setups, but nothing high probability. We're back. I'm gonna keep watching this here. Price really just wants to keep gravitating up now. So we had that. We had the short that just presented, and obviously didn't want to keep going lower. And now we're shifting up higher on all these other indices, indicating that price might want to continue up on through. So this 30-second for value gap here. Let's see if that inverses that. As you can tell, we inverse the 15. These look like they all want to close. It's really bullish here. But even that 30-second, I don't like that much. We're about to close it bullish. So we just close that bullish. The 2 minutes likely to close like that. Same with the 3 minute. That looks like it wants to just keep going. Anything paper trade, but I'd rather just observe this one here. Really just watch how price reacts within these ranges. So we're making lower low here, higher low. So if it's going to keep going long, I would want to see this for value gap stay intact. Let's say, for example, here. I wouldn't want to see this low breached if it's going to go long. But like I said, I also don't want to take this. We just took out liquidity, came back to it. The 2 minute close. The 2 minute close is pretty nice. Same with the 3 minute. We just took out this high though. On these, with bearish SMT. I'd say this 2 minutes looks good. I would say this low needs to hold here. So that low is even tighter now. The 10:30 open, trade down. Honestly, man, this could just rip, but a lot of low resistance down here. Not a big fan. Really high in a premium now in this little range. It's been choppy. So this 1 minute could get inversed and short down, but we'll see. So 9 minutes about to close. Let's see the overall YM here. I want to see the dollar too. The dollar's been ripping down. Didn't even hit the rejection block yet. We're in a discount. I mean, it could play out the order block. Not. I think it'd go for this low here. So that would be bullish for the indices. I don't know, price action just looks like shit to me. I'd rather wait for something better, you know? Still nothing on this account. I haven't taken nothing on here yet. Had the break even on the Apex. So literally only 11 bucks on it, so break even on this. Gun to my head, we're gonna rip up still. But I want to see some better price action. Get this 4 minute order block. See if it rips into this order block and gives us a reaction, or if we just keep ripping down. That'd be cool too if it just rips down. We took out this high here. Yep, see, that's why I don't take that shit. Hit the high. We just inverse this 1 minute now. I'd like to take that to come to this low at this point, but it's already too late. I didn't plan it, but this is what I would expect because of the SMT here. Overall, it's been bearish. Well, if it's going to go bullish, it could have by now, but we'll see. We had that 1 minute inverse here. That's SMT at the highs. It's been ranging back and forth. Get these relative equal lows in here from the opening range. I'd like to see a sharp displacement down and then a buy up, but we'll see. Just playing this order block now. This is shit, dude. Shit looks bearish, this looks bullish, but man. It's gonna sit out, it seems like. Look for something a little bit later. I mean, versus 1 minute here. We never took out a low. So like we never swung this low here. We swung this low with a nice displacement possibly, depending on the setup, but no, not that clean. So I do have the higher time frame target up there. We have the 15-minute closure. It's bullish. Still the SMT here. Lower low. New 15 minutes open, so just looking at all this possible inversion, high resistance up here. So now we rejected that 1 minute inversion again. We're continuing to move higher. It looks like we're inside of this breaker here. So this breaker looks like we're gonna react off of, I would say. So like I was saying earlier this morning, I wanna save my mental capital points for high probability trade. For a breaker, I wanna wait for it to be a little bit lower. But I wouldn't want to see it close down below this gray box here if we're gonna go long. I mean, things are looking good, in my opinion. 5-minute order block, bullish order flow. I mean, we got the SMT. It's got a 5-minute inversion, 5-second inversion closure there. Like if this bot was a buy, I want to see price come down below. So yeah, 16. So this breaker would need to play out if it was going to go long. It's just so choppy right now, and you're in a premium, but look at that 15-minute closure. That's bullish in my opinion. We're about to enter the macro in the next 2 minutes, so it's probably best to wait here. Wait for something in the macro, you know. If it's clear. If it's clear. Starting to fold over and sell off. This looks like we're going to continue down now. Depends. Be nice to see that low taken. Maybe internal low taken here if we go long from there. I don't know. Got low resistance in here. A lot of equal highs though up here too, so just shitty price action for the Monday. Absolute garbage. Happy that I haven't forced anything. So a 30-second inversion there, 30-second inversion here. A lot of low resistance. A lot of equal highs up there, though, I don't really like. Still nothing A+. I would say at this point in time, though, it looks like we're going to go bearish, so, I would say in Q, the best setup now would be taking this short down because of that inversion closure, let's say right here. But I wouldn't want my stop loss above all these equal highs, so this still isn't that good of a play. So it's basically a situation where you wait on more information here. Let's see if this low gets taken or not. One way or another, one of these is going to break out at some point. So DXY is selling off, but these are not moving up. So we just reach towards sell side on DXY, which is right here. So we're hitting the sell side, so we could expect some type of reaction at the sell side here. So if we get down a little bit more into the sell side, which is right here, so we just dig down a little bit deeper, we could possibly get a reaction and go a little bit higher, which could send these lower. And if it's high probability, I wouldn't mind taking something, but these equal highs has me steering away from like everything. But we'll see. Oh man. Alt's on fire today. Wow. Very, very light today. Nothing crazy. Yo, how does this break even? Garbage. Yeah, we're broke back down below the inversion here. Taking out this lower low. Depends now. We took out this low here. Question is, do we get like speed and displacement back on up? Because we got the bullish SMT and these wicks now. Like, does that give us the move we need to see to get back up into these highs? And all these low resistance highs there. I don't know. It's about to be 11 o'clock. See if this 2-minute closes. If we inverse this 2-minute, that could be something potentially. Because we took out this low. But wouldn't surprise me if we get in the middle of this range here again, though. Maybe hit these equal lows and go long from there later. You notice the SMT now here. Lower high, higher high. Got all these low resistance targets here. Let's see if this 11 o'clock hour open just sends price down or not. It's very possible. It's gonna move down. I'd like to see it just start moving down quickly. Leave this open as a breakaway gap at this point to go target these lows down within here. That seems like that's what's gonna happen. It was very, very bearish in the 4-minute too, the 5-minute as well. You guys just took out that internal liquidity. We got a little bit lower we could reach to. So 11 o'clock opened. Tap the 1 hour order block here. I wonder if it's going to reach now towards this high. So we took out the short-term low. Looks like we'd have to inverse this 2-minute though. Oh, bullish SMT there. So we took out this low here. Hit the opening range from earlier. Okay. I see you now. About to inverse this 30-second here. So I would say that needs to hold if we're going to keep going short. Is that 30-second inversion? Because we rejected this. That's if it's going to keep going short, though. So I'm not a huge fan of the short. This is just kind of garbage price action to me. Well, let's watch this 2-minute for value gap there. Let's see what we get. No, man, it's hard for me to want to be completely bearish on this. Definitely not gonna blow my account trying to trade this garbage. Yeah, it's starting to look like it wants to shift down now. Get 2-minute closure like this soon. We got this inversion level with the bearish SMT. Yes, we do have the bullish SMT, but just the order flow now at this point. Got this for value gap I'd pay attention to. Yeah, there we go. As expected, that 2-minute closure rejected that fair value gap. We got relative equal lows down here. We could reach into 50% of this range. Right here, let's say 50%. Be a little bit lower here. It's 805. Here we go. Now we got these relative equal lows down here. Boom! There we go, that quick. Took paper trade on that one. That's pretty fast. Not a bad move. So we're about to leave the macro now. We took out those equal lows down here that we were looking at. Go back and re-examine what we have here. Just looking at this, we ended up trading down, rejecting. Came up and rejected this. Looking at the short within there, but then it came up again, created more SMT. Rejected the volume imbalance. Just looking at the 30-second inverse here. After we hit the high again, so shorting within here to bring it down to these equal lows. Happened really fast. Four-hour rejection block we're in now. So the bullish SMT and the 4-hour wicks. Some of the order block here. I think both sides are still 50-50. That chop looked like garbage, but shifted right down. So 30-second inverse here. Well, we don't have the SMT, so that'd be breaking the rules here to take this long. Not bad to observe it though. So we took out this liquidity. Actually, we never took out this low. Oh wow, we never did. Yeah, I'm gonna wait on more information here. So we have a lower low at the wicks there. We're about to have another inverse closure here. So this is actually a pretty good bullish sign for me. If we're going to keep going long here. Up into these highs, yeah. Looks like we're gonna get up there. So we pay attention to how that made the lower low here. But we made the higher low here. It all happened so damn fast. I mean, it happens sometimes. I mean, the 2-minute just inverse there. I would say this is gonna go long, but this is too high up from what I'd like to usually trade here. And we got this probably a 30-second for value gap there. We might leave it open. If we go to the bigger picture, we got the order block as well here. It's just not A+ to me right now. We left all these relative equal lows here on ES as well. Yes, we took out this low, but it's not the best in my opinion. I'd rather wait for more information here. Kind of a consolidation this morning. Wasn't really a lot of movement. It's 11:13. Usually get out the charts by now, but we'll see what happens. So if I zoom out, where's liquidity? Down here and up here. I'm playing in this range right now. We got internal liquidity between here and up there. DXY hit the low and bounce back off to go higher. So we should be shorting right now. Well, that's what I did. I did short. When it went higher, I did short down. So we're about to react up this for value gap internal liquidity. We'll see what we get in here. Yeah, this is why I didn't take that buy up there. It looked good. We had some SMT. But look how it's reacting now. We just inverse the 30 seconds, so it's likely to actually rip down towards this low potentially. Back down into here. If it does that, maybe we get an inverse within here to go long in. I'd pay attention to this for a value gap now, in a 30 second. I want to see any candles close up above this. Something like this. I'd say these equal lows are suspect right now. Got this breaker there. Yes, now we have a higher high here. If we close that, just like this. I would say those equal lows are suspect now. Just keep paying attention. Like, how does this actually play out is the real question here. Because if we break up above that high, it looks like we can use it as a breaker now. see what we get here. Where's that 2-minute inverse I was looking at earlier? That was up here. Wow. So yeah, if we're getting something like this, let me tell you, that's likely to keep ripping. Now a little bit more of a stronger close. No, we're not gonna get it. You pay attention to see if this acts as a breaker or not. It's not high probability to me. I personally just want to sit out here. Watch this 2-minute for value gap that's sitting up there. Maybe we trade back down one more time and get back up above it. I think this would be the best situation here. Give us an inverse there and go up to this high. Right now, just 50-50 in my opinion. So we've got a higher high, lower high here. This 1 minute gets inversed. This could sell off to these lows now. Looks like we just inverse this 30-second again. Just observing this. Nothing too clear to me. It's not even really a good time to like trade. Yeah, so we're about to inverse this 2 minute. Looks like we're going to trade down lower, but not my time frame to trade. Probably got to cut this out right now. We'll see. Looks like we'll inverse this and trade down to this low. We'll see what happens down there. You know, nothing too crazy. But yeah, I'm about to hop off here. Pay attention to this inverse. Here to here. 2 minutes, about to close it. And we got these equal lows down here. But it's just hard because you got these equal highs and these equal lows. And it's like, are we just trying to gamble which way it's going to go? Or do we wait for one of them to be hit first? For this to be hit now and then go up to here. This would be the higher probability buy. So inverse that. Let's say you entered here. Stop loss above the inverse. Targeting these lows. Little over 1-to-1 there. Might get hit out of break even, you know. It's likely to, because if we hit this low, we might be up higher here. So it really depends. But yeah, I'm gonna take it off.